Newsflash: writing is hard, the money is bad, and no one is buying books. At least according to a recent viral post making its rounds across the web. Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Ellen Byerrum, author of the Crime of Fashion mystery series and Crook Tales for Two, my recent Art Deco mystery. In my videos, I talk about the writing journey, and most times, it's a bumpy journey, full of doubt countered by optimistic anticipation. If that sounds like something you'd like to hear as a reader or a writer, please follow along. I pontificate on writing every week, on a lot of various aspects, and I just looked and realized this is my 100th writing journey video. Feel free to go ahead and like this post, and if you see it on YouTube, please like and subscribe. People are always yammering on about the algorithm that helps get these videos out there, and no, I don't understand that particular math. Also, feel free to suggest topics to discuss. Part of the latest writer's Woe Is Me Fest was sparked by an article that's been going around called No One Buys Books by L. Griffin. It was immediately hit with responses from other writers countering the argument that publishing is a $30 billion a year business, and books indeed are selling, somehow, somewhere. But they didn't really talk about the spread of where those books are being sold, with more and more writers every day putting out books. And for those malcontents who can't get through the big oak doors of traditional publishing, they can look toward indie publishing or hybrid publishing, as well as independent self-publishing, according to these writers. We hope that reports of books' demise are exaggerated, but this and other articles give us a point of reflection. Griffin based much of her conclusion in her article on the court case surrounding the failed acquisition attempt by Penguin Random House of Simon & Schuster. The Department of Justice concluded that the acquisition would result in a monopoly and be unfair to authors, which of course it would be. But Simon & Schuster was subsequently sold to some alleged private equity firm pirates, and we have yet to see the fallout from that. But many people are predicting disaster. What I found to be the most shocking thing from that case was the publishers who testified that they had no idea what makes a bestseller. They put money here, they take it away there, and hope for the best. Why then are they in business? As to the books, some succeed, some fail, some they throw millions of dollars at in advances. Publishers continually overpay celebrities whose books don't sell, while squeezing and starving the mid-list writers for whom they should have more respect. The much maligned mid-list writers are often the genre writers with backlists that continue to sell year after year. And the publishers stumble around wishing for a bestseller out of the blue. Well, thoughts and prayers, boys. Unfortunately, there still is the sense of us versus them, and traditional is better. I have to say I am grateful for having had the experience of being published by a big traditional publisher, Penguin Putnam, before its merger with Random House, at the beginning of my book career. It brought my books and me a certain level of exposure, even though those books were mere paperbacks. And I was on my 5th editor, who was barely present by the time I left. 2 of my books were filmed as Lifetime movies through a lot of my own enterprise. My publisher just shrugged. They weren't impressed. So, while I am glad for my earlier experience, I am even gladder to have fought for and retrieved my rights so that I can publish my backlist and go forward independently with new books. They are bigger, brighter, and have much better covers. Here's a comparison with the original Death on Heels and the re-released version of Death on Heels. Amazon has disrupted the market, of course, making it all the more challenging to the rest of us. Sometimes it's hard to ignore the ambient zeitgeist. I'm seeing that in traditional publishing, advances are down. In independent publishing, it is almost impossible to get attention for an individual's books, and those all-important sales. I'm alarmed by the writers who say it's time to hang up their pens, shut down their computers, and quit. They say that no matter their efforts, their books aren't selling, it's taking a toll on them, and it's breaking their hearts. If a book is launched in the forest, does it make a sound? Or does it make a sale if no one wants it? Do we still choose to write if only for our soul's sake? How do letters penned by Heloise and Abelard on wax tablets 1,000 years ago still capture our attention? They weren't written to be shared by the masses, and yet they survive and they wring tears from our eyes. They are breathtaking. If we writers give up, who will mourn? We writers can be very aggravating. We work weird hours, aren't available to play, and are prone to developing a blank look in the middle of a conversation, signaling we have an idea that must be written right now, so get out of the way. Sadly, we are easily ignored. What can't be ignored is that the landscape of publishing has radically changed over the years, and it is harder to break out. Amazon has overturned the traditional marketplace, and more writers have decided, for whatever reasons, that they are better served by going it alone, or with the help of a few editors and designers. That's all I have to ponder for today, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.